Koi here. I'm back from European tour with Jules Galley. We were gone for about 5 weeks and we learned so much and saw so many amazing things. It was a really wonderful time, but I am very happy to be back in LA on familiar ground, and I realized I hadn't made a video for you guys in a while. So I thought I would actually show you my wireless system and talk a little bit about the reasons why I chose this particular system and show you how it works. So let's get started. And look, I have red hair. Yay! Okay, thank you, Marcos. Alright. So here it is. I apologize for the mirror image because of the camera, but I'm sure you guys can see. It's the Line 6 G10 Relay. And the premier feature about this system is that the wireless transmitter itself is actually so small. It's this tiny thing. And you can see it's jack based. So all you have to do is slip it into the jack of your instrument and you're off and running. There's no cabling at all, which I don't know if you know with a traditional wireless system, but it's like a waist pack, which you have to clip onto a waistband, and then there's cabling that runs up from the pack and slides into your instrument there. And in case you haven't noticed, I'm a girl, so I wear a lot of dresses when I play, one-piece dresses, which means there usually is no good place to clip a wireless pack onto. You can try to put it on the back of the dress, which usually drags the dress down, and then you have to run the cabling under the dress, out of the sleeve, into the instrument, which then means any excess movement of your arm can accidentally pull the jack out and get tangled in your hair. It's just a mess. Very unpleasant, at least for me. So when I saw this had come out, I was so excited because it's completely cable free, and the weight of the jack, the weight of the transmitter is on the instrument instead of on your dress. So that's a huge plus. And then the only other component is the bass, which plugs into the wall and sits near your amp or the house PA or whatever it is that you're plugging the wireless into for amplification. And I did want to say that I got this unit from Electric Violin Shop, and I highly recommend them for all your electrified string needs. And I wanted to give a special shout out also to Matt Bell for always being so patient and helpful over there. He makes incredible videos on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, demonstrating all manner of super awesome gear. So definitely check out Electric Violin Shop. Highly recommend them. So yeah, here we go. So some of the questions I had when getting a wireless were, would it change the tone of my instrument? And I'm happy to report that no. The Line 6 does nothing to alter the tone of the instrument, which I will demonstrate for you. And 2, is it reliable? And yes, so far I have not experienced any feedback, which is a common problem with wireless. You know, you walk in different portions of the stage and hear horrible feedback, and I haven't had that with the Line 6. And then 3rd, which to me is actually super important in terms of playability, would I experience any lag between what I hear when I play at my instrument versus what comes out, or when it comes out of the amp or house PA? And again, I have not experienced any lag with the Line 6, and I'm very sensitive to that type of thing, so it's all good. So what I thought I would do today is actually show you what the tone of my instrument sounds like fully wired, you know, fully plugged in with the traditional setup, and then switch it over to the wireless, and then you can see that there's no difference. So I hope you find that helpful. As most of you know, I have a Fender FV-1 violin, which I have modified to change the tone. And I did also want to mention that I use Tomastic Infeld Lakatos pizzicato strings, which they are so nice as to let me use. So huge thanks to Tomastic Infeld for that. Huge component of my tone. My trusty 19th century German bow. This is my DI box, the LR Baggs ParaEQ DI, which is 5-band EQ, so I can adjust the tone to my heart's content. And then I plug that in to the amp, which I'll show you. is the Fishman Loudbox Mini amp. Okay, and then there's the wireless unit. So see, it's really small, and when it's plugged into the wall, it's got this nifty white light to show you it's plugged in, and then this is the transmitter. You can see how tiny it is. Okay, so apparently when this is plugged into the base, it automatically selects which wireless channel is clear and free and best to use, so you don't even have to do that. It's totally idiot-proof, which it's good for me if you know me. So, and it's got the light that shows you if it's charging. If blinking green means it's actually still charging. Solid green means it's fully charged. Okay, and then out the back, it has the mini USB, which leads to a regular plug, and then 2 outs, a 1/4 inch out and an XLR out for unbalanced and balanced outputs, depending if you're going to plug this into another stomp box or directly into an amp or into the house PA. Very thoughtful, I thought. Very thoughtful, I thought. And another super awesome feature of this, I don't know why I'm bending down, is that it actually came packaged with a number of adapters for different voltages to use in Europe. And one thing I learned while I was on European tour is that a lot of electrical items for music cannot be used overseas. Things like iPhones and MacBooks are apparently designed to work on different voltages. You'll see written on the charger like 110 to 240 volts. That range means that all you have to do is take your regular American plug and plug it into an adapter and then plug that into a European wall and you'll be fine. But a lot of things, such as my DI, this amp, like 7 out of 9 stomp boxes that I have in my pedal setup cannot be used in that way. You would actually have to have a transformer and not just a wall adapter to get those things to work overseas. And I've heard so many horror stories of people who tried to plug their things in with a transformer and it still melted the item, so I figured it wasn't worth the risk. I ended up just bringing battery-powered pedals, and my wonderful, wonderful friend Derek Day let me borrow a European amp that he actually had, and I brought that, and whoop, Athena's saying hi. Hello, Athena! Okay. So, this is Athena. But in any case, the Line 6 actually comes pre-packaged with, like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 different European adapters for, I guess, every type of voltage difference, because, you know, the UK and Ireland and France are all different, as I discovered. So, go Line 6. So I'll know that the next time I go on tour in Europe or Asia, I can just bring this and have no problems, which is really good to know. Basically, what happens with the wired setup is I plug the violin into the DI and the DI into the amp here. So all you have, when I want the wireless, obviously I still want to use the DI, but I want to be free of the cables. So I just take the 1/4 inch that's going into the DI, plug it into here, and then take this and plug it into the violin. So that's how I solve the problem, and I'll show that to you now. I'll try not to flash you. Okay. Alright, so here it is wired, and then I'll show you wireless. Just doing some random things. Okay, so that's the wire. Alright, so because this is not a pop-free cable, it is Mogami, but I do not have the pop-free Mogami, unfortunately. I'm going to turn the amp off, unplug this, and then take this and plug it into the wireless where I showed you. Okay. And then this is pop free. So you can just, I did turn the amp back on, and I'm just going to take this and plug it into the jack. You can see it lit up. It did not make that horrible noise that we all loathe so much. Okay. Magic! Alright. I have no idea what I played earlier. I'll try to play something similar, but okay. And that's it. Line 6 G10 Relay. Huge fan. Look how easy that is. Fully wireless. No feedback. No feedback. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And thank you so much again to Electric Violin Shop for supplying me with this gear. And see you next time.